What's up, everybody? Quickly, guess what? We got to give a huge shout out to our Patreon subscribers. Thank you to Tony, Starla, Luke, Jacob, Jeff, Adam, and Chuck. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the Patreon side. And guess what? If you want to become a Patreon member, join the Patreon family, come throw $1 at a face. The link is right there in the episode notes, patreon.com/AITDpod. Also, since we've started getting ads on our show over on Patreon, if you listen to our episode we upload over there on Patreon, you get ad-free episodes. Ad-free. No ads. None of the interruptions. None of that stuff. All right? So come join the Patreon family. Also, while I'm on it, joining things. Discord's always hopping. We get new people in there. It seems like almost every day now. Come join the Patreon family. We're having a blast in there as well. Guys, today's episode 168. 168, right?
168.
168. It says 167 in a doc and it threw me off. So 168. We're talking about some public restroom stuff. Yeah, we're going to bring that up. Some history here with the movie American Pie. You know, bulk days, the new age versus old head video that we just put up yesterday. Also, unfortunately, there was a death of an employee out in California that, you know, we are going to touch on for sure because there's some stuff that we need to talk about for that one. So, guys, episode 168. You guys ready? I am. Luke, you ready?
I'm ready, brother. I'm good. I'm ready.
Here we go. We got to this one address. I said, this one goes around back. He went around back, boom, drove off, left them right at the stop.
That was after getting hit by a car.
You got hit by a car?
I ended up drinking 24 Bud Lights in about 48 minutes. Drunken nomad stumbles out in the road and he hit me going 30 miles an hour.
What's up, everybody, and thank you for joining us on this episode of All in the Delivery. This is episode 168. We are live here on YouTube. We're going to be interacting with some people in the chat throughout this episode. So, but first, let's go to the other side of the screen, shall we? You guys know him, my co-host down in West by God, Virginia. Come here, let me see you. Luke.
Fuck.
I'm a little delayed. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. And you know, as we record right before we started, you know, I told you that, you know, West Virginia got smoked today by the Utah Utes, and I am worn out from a short week, but a long week. Still got over 40 hours this week working 4 days. And I almost worked today, and that would have been, it wouldn't have been so much unfortunate. It would have been all overtime. That's one thing. But to be out there, I really didn't want to do it. It was just going to be a favor if need be. Luckily, they didn't need me, but yeah, I'm good, man. I'm emotionally down because I just realized it's going to be a long season for the Mountaineers. But dude, they got 81 new players on this team. It's a brand new team. It's a process. I get that. Utah's not bad. So it was about like the work week. I was already feeling physically beat down, so I wasn't really expecting them to win. So it's not that bad. But yeah, I'm good, brother.
I mean, you know, you could be like the Jets right now and be like 0-3 to start the season, but
I mean, we beat Pitt, we beat Pittsburgh, which is great, but that literally, like, dude, I don't even know their schedule off the top of my head. There's a couple shitty teams in the Big 12 that they could beat if they play Oklahoma State or maybe, but dude, it's not going to be pretty. Most of the Big 12 teams are probably going to beat the shit out of us this year. So yeah, I mean, they won't. They're not. They've got a couple wins, but we might stick with a couple wins for a long time.
Well, speaking of wins, I mean, let's just get this one off the bat, okay? As we're recording here on this Saturday night, September 27th, the Mets have one game left in the regular season. I think all teams actually have one game left in the regular season, and it's tomorrow on Sunday. So when this releases Monday, we're going to know if the Mets made the playoffs or not, because right now they are tied with the Cincinnati Reds, and the Cincinnati Reds have the tiebreaker. So the Mets just won today. The Reds are playing right now. Actually, might even be close to being over. Hold on a second. But
oh boy.
So right. So the Mets, I think, would be a full game up on the Reds right now if the Reds did not win. But if the Reds won, then it's going to come down to the final games tomorrow for those teams. So, that's just that's just it's crazy time right now. It's exciting though. You know what I mean? It's exciting.
It always is, dude. It's like I was telling you, this kind of part almost is more exciting than the playoffs until you get to the World Series, really, because it's like for the fans of those teams, it's like you just want a chance, you just want a shot in. And right. I feel like, dude, with baseball, I mean, I guess it's in any sport really, but I'll never forget. I'll just say this, and thankfully you're a Mets fan and not a Yankees fan, because this one would sting if you were a Yankees fan. But I was like a sophomore in college, I think, when Boston won their first World Series, from the curse of the Bambino. And what was it, the ALCS, when they were down 3-0 to the Yankees in that series? And they came back and won. And dude, I will never forget because like I one of the guys I played football with that I hung out with a lot at that time, because he liked to play cards. A lot of us played cards at this point. His house was one of the places we'd play poker at. He was a huge fucking Red Sox fan, diehard Red Sox fan. So, dude, like when they're down 3-0, he 2004, yeah, that's right, Brian. So when they're down 3-0, dude, all he's doing is just complaining about the fucking curse. He's saying all this. He's like, they're never going to win. I'm going to fucking be dead. Like, dude, that's all you're hearing. And then, they win one game and yeah, fucking whatever. It's like now you decide to win one. And then, when they came back and won that series, dude, I feel like, at least for me, and I'm not even a fan of the Red Sox, but I was like, oh, the fucking curse is getting broke, man. Like, I couldn't tell that to him, because him being a diehard dude, he didn't want to hear that shit till it actually would happen. But, dude, in my mind, I'm like, yep, it's going to happen, dude. I was like, they just came back 3-0. Me being in 2004, I was definitely still a degenerate bettor. And remember at the time, I was like, God, if I could have just I wasn't even 21 yet. I was fucking 20. I probably wasn't even 20 yet. I was 19, because I would have been 20 in December. And I was like, I'm sitting there in my mind thinking, like, I could have went to Vegas and put a bet on the playoff series at 3, whatever the odds would have been. I even had that in my mind back then. Oh, shit. God, man, it's hard to believe it's been 21 years. Jesus. Man, but yeah, I hope they
so going back to it right now, I'm looking at it right now. Cincinnati, the Reds are ahead of the Brewers, the Milwaukee Brewers right now, 7-4 in the top of the ninth.
Oh,
so
shit.
It looks like the Reds are going to win this one too. So it's going to come down to the last game.
Yeah, because the Brewers clinched a division, and they're not. They're
already in. So it makes you wonder: are they playing any of their starters? You know what I mean?
Probably not.
No.
I mean, if their seeding can't change, there'd be no reason to play anybody the last couple of games. I mean, it is baseball. It's not like, but there's still injuries do happen. So yeah, dude, you don't want to be getting hurt in the fucking 161st meaningless game of the. But so who are the Mets playing right now?
NLC. They're playing the Marlins. Miami Marlins.
And the Marlins are out now, right? Because so they're done.
It's just crazy to think, right? Like 160 games in the season, And it's coming down to the last game of, between both teams. Between both teams, it's coming down to the last game.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
Insane. That's insane to think about, But
I mean, it would be I mean, yeah, I get, dude, that would be tough. Like, to be on the losing side of that would be really shitty. But knowing that, like, that's what sucks for the Mets, man, because now they need the Reds to lose.
They need the Reds to lose tomorrow.
Not only do they have to win, they need the Reds to lose playing against a team that has no reason to play anybody. So,
right, but even if the Mets lose tomorrow, they're out because the Reds look like they're about to win tonight.
Right. So they have to win, and
they have to.
You're literally relying on the Brewers' backups at this point, dude. So it's probably not looking too good.
It's probably not looking too good. Fuck.
But I mean, anyways, you'll know. We'll find out soon enough.
So yeah. So to keep the theme with baseball and bats and balls and gloves. So I know we've been keeping everybody updated with my softball stuff. I'll keep this one short and quick. So with softball, right, we had the playoffs, and whoever wins this series, it's the best of 3 series. So it's the first team to win 2 will go on to the championship game. So with the game we had this past Wednesday, with the series we had this past Wednesday, 6:00 start. I get up in there, and our team's up here. We get a good first inning. The first inning, we score like 5 runs on them. All right, and then I think I've said it before. Like, I pitch for the team, so we end up going up by 5 runs, and then after that, for some reason, we couldn't put up as many runs in like one inning for the rest of the game, and the score ended up being 7. I think it was 7-6. And we ended up winning by 1 run in the first game. So now we're up 1-0 on them, right? But now here's what happened. We had 2 outs on them on the last inning, and all of a sudden it just starts torrentially downpouring at our game, and we're like, shit. Like, we need to, and like, we in our heads, we're like, we need to end this game before the umpires call it. And the umpires are like, come on, let's go. Come on, get this over with, kind of thing, And so we end up getting the 3rd out, win 7-6, and then they call the games for the rest of the night. They basically have a rain delay makeup game now for the rest of the last 2 games. Hopefully it's just 1. Hopefully my team can get it done. But that's this Wednesday now. If you're listening in the beginning of the week, that's this Wednesday now when we'll be going back to hopefully finish them off and then move on to the championship game. So, yeah. So, anyways, that was fun. Unfortunately, the series, got a makeup day now. So, yeah, Mother Nature had other plans. Exactly. So. No, it was no. So what happened? It was last year. It wasn't even this year, But like, I mean, it's the Mets are in a terrible losing streak, and then all of a sudden, some Grimace mascot throws out the first pitch of the game, and the Mets go on this like 14-game heater or something. Shit, it was last year, and all of a sudden they killed their losing streak and just put on a hot streak. And then, Grimace was like their thing, like Grimace was like the lucky mascot or something like that. But yeah, crazy. But anyways, yeah. Everyone else is asking about to refresh and rejoin from a regular browser, not incognito. I don't know what's going on over there. Supposedly you're not recording. It wants you to refresh it and like rejoin, I guess. So, well, there goes Luke. So I'm gonna continue though. I got to talk about. My family and I went down to Long Island this past weekend. And the reason for it was to visit some family and to celebrate a birthday. And so we were down in Long Island, and of course, my kids. And so my kids, being 4 and 7 years old, it's about 2.5 hour drive down. First hour in, I gotta pee. So we're like, all right, we'll pull over, and I go and find like a rest stop. Well, not a rest stop, but a gas station off of one of the exits off of the highway. And this goes back to what we were talking about with Kim's episode a while ago. And with Kim's episode, I believe Kim was talking about how, most public restrooms are way dirtier than porta potties. Porta potties are always usually cleaner because she said, they get cleaned out every day usually, or something along those lines. It's, ones at construction sites, whatever, they'll get cleaned out regularly. Well, we stopped at a public restroom with my two boys. And, my wife stayed in the car too. So it was me, my two boys, we go in. And, I was like, oh, you guys want something to drink too? They got drinks there and everything. The kids are like, yeah, I want something to drink, obviously. So, I go and get the drinks. And we go up to the register to pay. The restroom door is like 10 feet behind me. And I was like, here, boys, here's the restroom. Just go in there. I said, go in there with each other. Obviously look out for each other. Go in there with each other. And, and just come, I'll be out here waiting when you guys are done. It's a one toilet restroom. It's not like one of those 80 toilets or 880. Jesus Christ, that's a lot. It's not one with like, right, 10 toilets in it. It's just a one single toilet. So, I was like, go boys. Well, both of them went in and both of them came right back out real quick. And what happened, because I'm still out there paying, and all of a sudden they're like this. They're like, ew, ew. And then like my oldest Xander's just like, ugh, ugh. Just like dry even. And I turn around and I'm like, what? I'm like, what's wrong? They're like, there's poop on the floor. And I was just like, like right in front of the dude who had the restroom or the cashier there. And I'm just like looking at the cashier guy. I'm like, are you fucking serious right now? Like, and like I turn around, look at my boys, and I was like, and I grabbed the stuff, and I was like, are you boys serious? They're like, so it's like, yeah, look, open up the door, fucking poop, fucking just poop all over the floor. Like as soon as you walk in, there's a fucking log right there on the floor, and it's, dude. I mean, absolutely disgusting. Absolutely.
Fuck.
Just absolutely disgusting, dude. And it just goes to show, porta potties are probably better off than public restrooms for that reason. But just, dude, just the way my boys came out of the bathroom, both of them holding their noses, just like, ugh. It's just, ew, dude.
The fact that we've both have a public restroom story that we've
within a month of each other, yeah.
But I will say this though, most people are going to be alarmed by this, but Dave's seen the pictures. Porta potties usually are cleaner than public restrooms, but sometimes porta johns are outhouses in places with no utilities.
This is true too.
Yeah.
I've been there before, and especially on like a 95-degree day, and you're sitting there having a shit, just sweating. It's fucking sitting there sweating. That's the worst. But yeah,
dude.
That was my shit story. That was my public restroom.
It was a thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they. I mean, but for I've told this when we did. I actually did a video on this when we had the car cardboard comedy stuff when we all first got together to start to do things. And the porta potty that I had just shit smear. It was like somebody just took their ass and just 360'd in that thing. And but I will say though that Kim is right, because overall though they are a lot cleaner. I mean, I think everybody's got stories of ones or others, but
yeah,
no, this but like you see, just when you see them in places where they're where there's not a lot of activity, and you know they've been fermenting for a while, like places where people weren't really living, but yeah, I mean, people might be living off the grid, so to speak, but boy, yes, I'm sorry. I was, I got fucking kicked off. I can't make this an easy episode tonight. Going live, getting booted, coming back, talking about Porta Johns. I was right in my wheelhouse there. We were talking about shit. So I knew, I knew I'd fit right in. And speaking of, I'll say it wasn't necessarily shit, but another movie, because I had it in the docs, of bodily fluids that would happen in certain things. I watched American Pie and American Pie 2 very recently, and
classics.
Hold on. I had something just pop up I had to exit out of, man. I'm just walking over landmines tonight. But yeah, I watched because on Netflix, when something's recently added, it'll say recently added, and if it's something that's leaving soon, it says leaving soon. So I saw American Pie, it just had popped up, and I hadn't seen it forever, and I was like, oh man, it's leaving. I'm gonna have to watch it, dude. Just like it made me miss. I said to Dave, really, it made me miss it was more of the time. Like, the movie was epic. Like, it couldn't get made today for so many reasons, but I mean, I don't know, to an extent. I feel like the 90s movies were, every 90s movie I feel like I've been watching lately. I mean, I don't want to trail off too much with American Pie, but I was saying it was more of the time. So American Pie 1 was in 1999. Dennis the Menace is now on Netflix. The Dennis the Menace movie came out in 1993. So I had to fuck. Hold on a minute. Another thing I'm trying to fucking get out of. There we go. I was a movie. Good Lord, can you still hear me? Am I still recording?
Oh yeah, you're fine.
All right, good. Because I'm going by this. There we go.
We're struggling, but we're here.
We're struggling. But so Dennis the Menace, I went and saw in the movie theaters with my dad when I was young. It came out in like 1993, and I saw it on there. Willow loved it. Fucking loved it. Like, Walter Matthau played Mr. Wilson, and since it was a movie I loved as a kid, I was stoked. So we watched it, and even as wholesome as that movie is, there's shit that is even said, like they're playing hide and seek. They're playing hide and seek, and Mr. and Mrs. Wilson are sitting on the patio, and Dennis has one of his friends like looking out, seeing where all the kids are hiding so he can go find them, So Mr. Wilson, to even up the odds, tells this kid, I think his name was Gunther, tells Gunther that he just talked to his dad he says, dated movie. He said, I just talked to your dad on the telephone, and he said he's going to the ice cream store. He wants to take you with him. So that kid gets excited and runs. And Mrs. Wilson's like, you just lied to a toddler, George. What? Blah blah blah. This and that. And he said, I just wanted to make it fair. And his wife said, well, think about how disappointed he's going to be when he gets home. And Mr. Wilson, Walter Matthau's like, well, he better get used to it. Disappointment's going to be a big part of his life. He's a foot short for his age, and he's cross-eyed. And I was like, God, I was like, dude, you imagine saying like even saying that now, that pissed so many with the internet, dude. I was like, the internet would eat that up. I was fucking done. I was like, oh man, Mr. Wilson would probably get canceled now. But no, it was just like with American Pie, as far as the canceled part, obviously him recording Nadia against not without her knowledge, it was like funny at the time, but like now it's like everybody knows that would be a felony. It was so new back then. That's what it was crazy, like for movies and stuff. Like people never would have thought putting this for millions and millions of people to watch. Nobody would have thought it was a bad thing because it was so new. People were like, holy shit, you can actually do that. That's how they played it in the movie. And I'm like, God, this thing would totally be never ever be made today. But if you I think by the time this airs, you will have a couple days. It's the end of September, so you're literally going to have like a day to watch it if you listen to this when it comes out. So you won't cram them first two American Pie movies in. God, just classics. Just the times, dude. It was the air. Like, I don't know. It was seeing the party scenes like in both of them, 1 and 2, where like a big group of people and like there's no phones, nobody's on. Like, dude, it was so. I forgot, dude. You just forget what it was like. Yep.
Oh yeah. I mean, like I've seen like you're talking about like, no phones and stuff like that. Well, I don't know how it got into my algorithm, but like there's these like 90s it's these AI generated videos of these kids back in the 90s. And they're like, "Hey, you're living in 2025. Well, back here in the 90s, we used to go to a store and pick out what movie we wanted to watch and get popcorn, and it was a full experience, like kind of thing." And like, dude, it's so awesome.
Seen those.
And it's just so true. Like nobody gets that experience anymore. Like it's not. What do we just sit there on a couch, like fucking lumps of whatever mush, and just
dude,
fucking pick out a movie to watch?
They talk about the Big Mac meal being $3.99. I was like, God, what a fucking time. Dude. God almighty. That's definitely a thing of the past.
Yeah, dude. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, man.
We're talking about getting a nice house, getting a 2-story, 4-bedroom house with a garage for $120,000. nice ass neighborhood and shit. Dude. Oh fuck.
Crazy, man. Fucking crazy.
It is. It is, dude.
Yeah.
But I to say what before we get in with the video, I wanted to say back in the 90s, delivery drivers used paper maps like pirates. Oh shit.
Love it.
Dude, we can never remember what the fucking names were. Brian, you'd probably know because Dave's dad.
The names of what?
The names of the maps, the map brands, like the
Jim
companies,
Mapco?
Because Jim Mapco. What was the other one?
Didn't it start with a G?
I can't remember. I cannot remember. But when your dad said
Jim
that,
Mapco and God, yours right there, dude. We can't figure it out, but there's people listening right now, probably driving, punching their steering wheel. It's fucking this jackass.
I mean, I used maps.
God, I know.
I used maps, but like
my wife just
I didn't
threw mine
use
out.
maps. Oh, really?
Yeah.
You mean your UPS maps? I was talking like actual. Did you ever use an actual map?
It was my book map that I used when I was a cover driver.
Dude, nice.
And my wife was like, "You still need this?" And I was like, "I mean, I thought of like sentimental for a second." And I was like, I had this when I first started UPS. She's like, right in the garbage.
I know, dude. I looked at my sound bars, the 2 UE booms that don't work anymore, and I'm like, God, that's an end of an era. Like, I can't throw them out yet. I'm so fucking, they're just literally useless fucking they're useless pieces of what were awesome sound bars. But dude, I played the fuck out of those things, and all I had to do was not go over that bumpy ass back road so fast, and I could have saved my last one, but it unfortunately was my fault. But yeah, I mean, I'm still wearing uniforms that people. I will get a comment every time from somebody, and it's not even the same person all the times. It's always different people when I wear one of my uniforms with the seatbelt fucking wore out, the holes in it. I said, I can't get rid of them, man. 2 pockets. Yeah. So I got Geo, man. I just need more people to send me their stuff if they're not working anymore. If you got the 2 pocket uniforms, man, ship them on over.
Yeah. God, dude, I don't know why it's gonna kill me. It was Jim Mapco, and there was another brand that also sold like the books.
Yeah. I can't remember either.
That's oh man. It's gonna bother me so bad. Anyways.
Yeah, fucking Moving on. I only had with bulk days. Really, I was only meaning that it's just been heavy as shit work-wise. I didn't have really a lot to go into with that. That was more of end of the week. But with having 6 layoffs, 6 buyout, I didn't really think 6 routes would make a difference. But man, it seems to be making a difference. It's been like the routes will all be bid. I know I mentioned that a little bit on last week's episode, so I don't want to go too much into that. What happened?
Randy McNally.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Sorry.
Did you text your dad or did you figure that out?
No, I had to Google.
Oh, fuck. I just realized, I was like, I just looked at what time it was. I was like, never mind.
Right. And that's what my dad said on his episode. He was like, yeah, the first time they ever sent me out, they were like, here's Vic, here's this, and here's your 2 friends, Randy McNally and Jim Mapco.
Jim Mapco, yeah.
And go do the route. Like, that's what they did. But
dude, now there would be a cradle, and they'd be like, what? Dude, I didn't like... I used, but like what I was saying with actual maps, when I first started going, like my first big trip, like I made to Florida, we used a map, and then like the next year we used MapQuest. It was like 2003.
Right,
you know,
that's
the
when
internet
that was available,
here,
and you can print it.
And so I remember when the first year when we used MapQuest, I thought we were the hottest shit. I was like, dude, this is fucking awesome. I was like, we don't need a fucking map, dude. This is great. I mean, dude, I thought we were living
left in 68.7 miles. This is fabulous.
Dude,
oh yeah.
I mean, little did I know my ass was about to be just mind blown out of the sky in about 20 some years with AI and all this shit. But at this point in time, 22 years prior, MapQuest was just blowing my mind. I was like, God. I mean, I literally was like mind blown. I was like, this is so easy. I'm like, but then you would print, like, you would waste so much paper because you'd have the printouts, and then you'd have like something where you'd stick to like 1/10 of a mile. It was hard to fucking keep track of, but dude, it was still
that
good.
Would have been such a good addition when I was talking about the GPS in our new age old head video. If you would have been like, like I'm like, I got
Jim
GPS that
Mapco.
tells me, how to, whatever the hell I said, I can, where to go for every stop. And you would have been like, back in my day, we had Jim Mapco and Randy McNally to get us
right.
People would be like, what the fuck? Dude, there's kids that don't even know what that is probably. There's probably new age drivers that don't even know what those 2 things are.
I mean, Mapco, I would remember offhand, but if you'd ask me McNally, I would be like, huh?
Right.
I would think about
that's
it.
what I'm saying. There's probably
but I would, as soon as
don't even know.
I know.
What's Jim Mapco?
And I even
McNally.
Oh, dude, there's drivers fucking young enough that, I mean, the dude that covered my route the other day called me a few times. If you're listening, it's all good, brother. I'm not mad at you, but dude, I saw he was like 24. So if you're 24, you're like born in 2000, 2001. And I looked at it, I was like, fuck, man. And so we got people doing this job born in the 2000s now. Like, fuck, no, they definitely don't remember Jim Mapco or fucking. They would be like, what the fuck? Because when they were born, they weren't even born into Map. Dude, MapQuest was ancient when they started fucking driving. Like when he was shitting his pants as a toddler, I was getting mind blown fucking by MapQuest
or Garmin's or TomToms at that time.
And yeah, so yeah, dude, just the same MapQuest. That sounds so ancient to say it now, but
crazy, dude.
God, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, the video though I just mentioned, that was that definitely garnered some responses, if you will. Like that was
it did.
Most of them on the old head side. I don't think the new age drivers are going to say anything because they're like, fuck, you're right.
I mean, it's more of a thing. The funny thing is that I said to Dave that somebody was going to use the word boomer with the old head, and they totally did. And my phone, because my phone's
shout out to her,
shitty. Yeah, my phone is shitty, and the sound quality was not good.
It just went with it, though.
Yeah,
it really did.
Went with it. The old head would have a shitty, outdated phone.
It's just,
while I might not be a boomer, my fucking technology skills are about boomer.
It just made it though. Like it just went with the old head feel of that video. Just a slight graininess, slight sound quality. Speed down. Looks like you just set up like a Nokia.
Dude, God, I mean, it just seems. I don't care. I love all the shit we can do with our phone, but I would say dude, give me my Razor any day. Like I wish if I had the only thing my phone has is the internet, dude.
For 4 days.
Yeah, dude. Charge it on Monday. Charge it again on fucking like Friday or Saturday. Yeah, great.
Yeah, exactly. But what was actually weird about that? So the more you pull a video, file, and it goes into different apps and whatnot, the more it's going to degrade the quality. So when you sent me the video file, the video quality was like great. And then when I had to save it in my phone, it degraded it a little bit. And then when I uploaded it to an app, probably brought it down a little more.
Made it even shittier.
It kind of made it. But I mean, dude, I really think all of that, it just added to the feel of the video that we did, and love it. So somebody commented more videos like that. I think we got to start coming up with some good ideas.
Well, that was always to throw it back, like I said, with the cardboard. That was the original idea at the very, very beginning for anybody that always, had heard. That was what our original plan was. And then then COVID happened, and we went with something but it was, I've said it, we've mentioned that before in the past, that it's easier to do that when you don't have 4 people in 4 different states.
Right.
And but yeah, the video, we did when we had, I always one of my favorite videos, Ashley still to this day would probably pee watching it, because the bog video, when me, you, and Bobby made that, because for anybody, I don't know if that video still up. Do we have that anywhere? Because for anybody that never saw that,
it's still up. I have no idea. I would have to go back.
It was so good with because all right, I don't want to go too deep into this, because I know because we're gonna have to get serious in a minute. But I'll just to go back on this with it was to Robert Cochran in the early episodes. and said the term. He was talking about drawing because he was an artist, and he said to Bobby, "He's like, Bobby, you're just like a white guy. You're just a basic white, average white guy talking about drawing." And we fucking were pissing our. I mean, I was losing it, and we ended up using that BAWG, BAWG, abbreviation for basic average white guy. And when we did the video, it was Bobby calling because Bobby, we were going to do a whole thing. That's what it was like. We were going to have a BAWG season because we all technically were BAWGs, but Bobby was playing the BAWG. And so he called Dave and said like somebody called him a BAWG, and Dave goes, "Oh." So then it goes back to Bobby, and then I'm not actually in the video, but I just got a voiceover. And when I'm doing the voice, so when we do this thing, I'm thinking, all right, I got to think of the whitest shit I can think of to say. And the Wonder Bread thing gets fucking Ashley. She'll die every time.
Dude,
but
I died
mean,
when I fucking heard that.
But we'll have to try to dig that one out of the archives because Bobby's facial reactions, like he doesn't speak in that whole end when I'm doing that monologue, but his facial reactions are fucking priceless. But yeah, God, that was it. Yeah, I mean, when Dave, that was all Dave had that idea with the new age driver to old head driver. That was all Dave, and I'll give him credit for that. But when he told me, I was like, "Oh, dude, that's a good one."
That was the BAWG. That was.
I mean, that one, that'll always be hard to top. That was so, because that happened organically and was so in the moment. Like, God, dude, we could have spent months trying to think, or even years trying to think of something that's funny and never achieved it like BAWG did.
Oh, dude. Fuck. That was so funny. That was so good. Yeah,
yes, it was.
I mean, if I come across it, I might have to upload it. There's I just went back. There's a where the fuck's my camera at here?
Here it is. Yeah.
This isn't
Bobby
the video,
face.
but I don't know if you can see the caption.
I can't see the caption. I
Fucking
can
read
see
it.
Bobby's face.
Oh, there it is. Hold on.
I'm not able to read it, dude. It's too blurry. This camera's too fucking.
It says, "Has anyone seen this BAWG?" I don't know where the fuck's the video, dude. I don't think the video's on there.
He was in a place he was delivering, because I remember he was like, "I got this, the top floor of this is abandoned." Or not abandoned, but it was vacant.
Yes.
It was vacant. So he's like, "I got this whole area just to walk around." Oh, fuck.
So funny. So funny. Anyways, yes. But if I come across it, though, I might have to share it. That might have to be a Patreon only thing, though. I don't know. That one might have to stay off the internet.
Yeah, time will tell. But this will come out in a couple days, but this has been, I don't know if you wanted to lead with this or not. I wanted to say one thing before we get into this, with this driver that had passed away. I wanted to mention two other things with, she is a past guest and a Patreon member and a member of the Cardboard family. And that's, Starla had mentioned on the Discord that there was a driver in her center that passed away this week from a heart attack. And I had a message from a driver that listens to he listens to the podcast. He's a I think he does. We followed each other on Instagram for a while. But Xavier had sent me something that I don't know if I think this guy worked in his building, but this was a week and a half ago. Not a lot of details, but his name was Andre Andre Newton Jr., and he lost his life as well. And his wasn't through work. I don't know like a lot with it. But he is gone, and I wanted to make sure to mention him as well because he had sent something to me, and that was like a week and a half ago. So here recently, there's been like we've had some loss of life, but what we're about to get into it goes a little bit more than that, and that was with her name was Shelma. Is it Shelma Reyna? Is that I got it in the docs. I wanted to make sure I didn't. I think it was Shelma Reyna, I think was how you pronounced her name, and she was a loader or a warehouse worker in Richmond, California, and she had passed away last weekend. And the thing that was the reason, anytime somebody loses, especially in the UPS community, it always hits home because it's such a broad job that it connects so many people, and when something happens like that within the building, whether it's a driver getting hurt on the road or killed on the road, or a warehouse worker, something happening. And the thing with this, and I will say the problem that was with this is that it was reported, and it was just the way that what they had said of how she passed away really didn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And for people that do our line of work and have worked in the warehouse for any amount of time, like hearing that boxes fall on you inside of a trailer doesn't quite add up, because boxes falling on you, I wanted to say this before we get started, because boxes falling on you in a warehouse, absolutely, that could be fatal if that happened, because there are centers that have overhead belts that stack a couple high, that are, you could be standing 20 or 30 feet, but you could be standing a good distance down, where when belts get jammed, stuff falls over.
Mm-hmm.
And I could absolutely, that would make sense of, that's tragic, and still would probably be slim odds, but saying that would actually, I think nobody would have questioned it. But when you say inside of a trailer, so most of the people that listen are drivers and UPSers, so they, I'm gonna just, you guys all already know this, but for the listeners that are not involved with UPS or not in this business, just to kind of make a summary of it, when you work in a trailer and I don't know if she was unloading or loading the trailer. I didn't get what they were doing. If unloading would make it even more suspect, because if you're unloading a trailer, you have somebody scanning boxes, and the trailers aren't, they're like they're semis, a semi truck trailer. So everybody knows the height of those. You don't have. I unloaded for a long time. When you have what we call e-rig packages, irregular size packages, e-rigs, that are heavy, because we can still ship stuff that's up to 150 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I have unloaded hundreds of trailers at the point I did it for as long. I unloaded for a year straight. So there was never one time that you ever saw an irregular heavy ass box at the top of a stack in a trailer. because it's basically impossible to do, because while a semi-truck trailer isn't the tallest thing in the world, it's still tall enough that you can't really put 150 pound or 100 pound whatever. It makes no sense to do that. You put that shit on the bottom and you load over top of it. That's
Right.
what everybody fucking does.
Right.
So you just, when you hear, so like boxes that would fall on you to either like you're not, it's I can't see how that would be fatal anyway. And the only reason that I was questioning this in the first place because it sounded so far-fetched. We didn't really want to get, like, when stuff like this happens, I know, like, we have a podcast and everything, but, like, you never want, like, it's like stuff like this is tough you don't want to stir up shit, because then it's just like, you don't want to, it's like you're wanting to do it, but it's one thing because there's right and wrong. Right. And there is clearly some weird shit. And we know this now because there have been multiple people that were close to this, that, you know, the internet is, we've got the cardboard community, and not aside from that, just the internet itself with Reddit and every people that you hear talking. Everybody says that this was an equipment malfunction.
Right.
And she got caught in an equipment malfunction.
Right.
And that's what happened.
What's even more suspect too, side note, I've seen people saying that when they were commenting under the news article, like on the news's report of it, commenting on the news page of it, the news kept deleting their posts. Kept deleting the comments that were saying that it was an equipment malfunction and that they were wrong. So
that's fucked up.
Sounds like someone's getting paid under the table here to like keep something hush hush, which is
and that's
fucked up.
And that's what we're saying for people that would doubt that aren't in this. That's why I'm kind of explaining. We're explaining that how they said it makes zero sense. And the fact that the news station was deleting those comments, holy shit, because that would make people think, like, it makes sense when you get it explained to you like that. It doesn't, like, it's not, it's because I saw people saying, like, well, what if she was a female, so, like, what if she was really short or a petite? I'm like, it still doesn't, like, you get like, they said she was left, like, she was left in there, or nobody came, like, they were trying to say nobody came by for 4 hours, like, there is so much stuff that just scream, like, I don't think there's no way.
Right. There was a post from somebody on Reddit who was working at the center at the time when this happened. And they said that, you know, they put her in a body bag and left her in the trailer. And then, because, you know, technically it's a crime scene at that point. So they got to wait for the police to get there. But for 4 hours, it makes it sound like, did the police not show up for 4 hours? Like, that's, something's off. Something's off there too. But then, you know, this person also said that, you know, they used Smalls bags to cover the body bag because they thought looking at Smalls bags would make it better. Or less, you know, whatever. Like, it's...
Which is even more fucked up.
Right. Right. So, I mean, basically what they were saying was that there was an extendo malfunction that happened. And, you know, like you said, with the cardboard community, you know, we know a lot of people, even just online through Reddit. Like I was saying, I saw that comment on Reddit, and a lot of people confirming that it was an extendo malfunction and not boxes falling on top of a person and crushing them. So,
yeah, dude. And they will not, like, and that's the
right. And it's crazy how large the broom is for this company. It's crazy how much stuff is under that rug, dude.
It makes you wonder. That's what, like, her family. They'll have, like, that's what they have to know, this information. So
They have
why,
to.
like you like they're just gonna basically they're gonna, because they are at fault. If that's a malfunction, that's on them. That isn't 5 keys to prevent slips and falls or 8 keys to lifting and lowering bullshit.
Right, and people are saying that the reports were like people that have worked there in the building on Reddit were saying that this has been written up before. And they've never fixed it. So it's just, it keeps piling up, dude.
And even more fucked up is that, OSHA is investigating this, but we had found out that the head of OSHA happens to be a former UPS executive of all fucking things. It's like, really? This is going to be fucking like, dude, it stinks. It stinks. And I'm hoping, like, there's something, like, I hope the family, they obviously, they'll get a settlement, and I hope it's a very, very, very large settlement. But UPS is obviously like, what is it with, like, they're to go the lengths they are to keep it, to say quiet, but blatantly lie about it and say it was from boxes falling on somebody. Like, fuck, man, we don't even have, that would just be, dude, what I'd said earlier about the conveyor belt stacked outside of a trailer, not inside of a trailer, that scenario is pretty much impossible.
Right.
We don't, for the people that aren't in our business, we don't ship shit that gets delivered. Like, we're not delivering, we don't do freight anymore. So we don't have stuff that's on skids that weigh 1,200 pounds or something that could slide off and crush somebody. Like, we don't deliver stuff like that anymore. We still deliver heavy ass boxes, but the way they're set up in a trailer, the heaviest of stuff, which is normally 100 pounds to 150 max, is never in a place where, because the law of physics of it make it pretty much impossible for it to ever have stayed in the top of a stack anyway. So yeah, we were bothered by it because they're obviously, and I know, like, it's fucking not trying to stir the pot with them, but they're fucking, we have a platform to fucking say what's right, man, with, especially in this directly is what we do. This is our fucking, this is the world, this is our world, man. I mean, this is the fucking cardboard fucking community. This is people, people you work with, people we know through the fucking socials that they're co-workers. This could have been somebody they knew, and it's just like, this was a mother of 5 kids, and those 5 kids don't have a mom anymore, and that's the bottom line. Like, this is a fucking tragedy, and I don't want to take away from that. And out of respect to them, that would be like, I wouldn't want to keep going into it repeatedly, but it recently happened. And obviously, if something comes up from this, I would love for it to be big enough that it would make national news. But the way they're fucking, like Dave said, the size of the rug or the size of the broom to sweep under the rug, I don't know. It's really, but it's fucked up, man. I don't like how they're blatantly telling false information.
Yeah.
And then the news outlets are fucking deleting the comments. What the fuck? What kind of news outlet deletes the comments? Fuck, man. They're supposed to believe in that shit. The
news has always lying to us, so.
I was going to say, as soon as I said that, I just laughed in my mind, thinking the news is trustworthy shit. Sorry.
And so, I mean, to put a cherry on that one, to put an ending to that one, I just want to quickly say that I know maybe not a lot of people know about this, but if you're listening to this podcast, you probably enjoy listening to podcasts. This is not an ad or anything, but our president of the Teamsters, Mr. Sean O'Brien, actually has a podcast now called Better Bad Ideas. And I do recommend you guys go listen to it. I've listened to it. And he does talk about UPS a lot and what's going on with, within our Teamsters union and all that, and with the company as well. Obviously, the failure to provide 20,000 plus jobs, and the ACs and package cars and all that. And there's actually some pretty good insights in it. So I highly recommend going to check them out. Better Bad Ideas. I mean, they got a sick intro too, dude. The intro gets you sort of pumped up. It's so Boston and
Better
shit like
Bad
that.
Ideas.
So,
That's fucking hilarious.
yeah, Better Bad
name.
Ideas with Sean O'Brien. So go and check them out. But anyways, hey, let's get into the question of the week, shall we?
Yes, we shall.
There also was, I believe there was one or two on Facebook. The question of the week this week is, what would be on a UPS bingo card? A UPS bingo card. So what's going to be fun about this before we start reading them off is we actually want to make this work and create a bingo night for our listeners. Maybe we do a live and we can create a file format where people can print out their bingo cards and, use some pennies or some shit and start putting out, we'll start calling out numbers. Like, we really want to actually try to get this going. We thought this would be fucking cool and try to actually have like a bingo night for everybody. So, with all of us drivers and workers of the companies and whatnot. So, let's read them. What would be on a UPS themed bingo card? The first comment here is from GirlDad8704. It says, "No one gives a fuck."
I put bingo, but I said, "Hey, Ernie, you know what I will say to you, Ernie? If you're joking or being salty, but I will tell you, your Chargers aren't looking bad, and Ozempic Luka's looking thin and in shape, so the Lakers might be all right. So smile, brother. It's all right. It's all right."
This one here is from Jake Lee Bowden. What up, Jake? Jake says, "Green light." Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Dreaded green
that
light
for
that we get.
That should be the middle piece that you get the free space for.
The green light, it's like almost automatic. Yeah.
Right.
This one here is from I Am Lars. What up, Lars? Lars says, "Paid 10 hours every Friday, but don't have to work." Bingo.
Nice.
Yep.
I like it.
This one here is from Cameron. What up, Cam? Cam says, "It's only 186 stops. We're going to send you help, but I can only take 10 off you." Yep. Yeah, we've all heard that, right?
Save you 15 minutes.
Yeah, thanks a lot. This one here is from B-Rad Mo. What up, Brad? Brad says, "Shift inhibit." Oh, he's got a bunch. Shift inhibit, misload, 9.5. Call the center. That's a good one. Fed up joke. That's a good one. On call, 2 routes over. Do you know my son? He's a driver in another state. Getting called Amazon, getting called FedEx. Where's the regular guy? Stay cool, stay dry, stay warm. I worked at UPS as a helper. Yep, those are
No, those are good ones.
Solid. This one here is from Old Ball Bearded Bastard. What up, buddy? He says, "Going a day without saying fuck. I know that will never. I know. No, you forgot the K there, buddy. I know that will never ever happen with me." He says, "It's true. It's true." This one here is from Give Me More. What up, More? More says, "Day 2 over 9.5. Safety message. Misload message. PCM, unavoidable accident. That one driver with a loud ass speaker. Ah, man, that's me. I'm that one driver with a loud ass speaker when I come back to the building. Everybody knows when I'm coming back in because it's fucking blasting."
I do the same.
She also says, "Can you do this pickup? The driver who looks like he's been in prison. Divorce drivers. Green light. Dog treats. Truck breakdown. Dyad crashing. Especially with these Dyad 6s. Abso-fucking-lutely." This one here is from Ruger. Fit4 says shift inhibit. Oh, man, we got that quite a few times. Yes, sir. This one here is from that dude, Luke and me. What up, Luke? Luke says, don't worry, my dog is all bark. Or surprise UPS store sweep.
Yep. That's a good one.
This one here is from Barry. I'm not going to try. Mokel. First time, I think, commenting here, Barry. What up, Barry? Thanks for coming in, buddy, on this one. Barry says, safety Sally yelling distracted or following distance. Ah, the camera.
Yep.
Yes. This
Very
is
good.
So true. Sales leads. Yeah. Quick. I haven't heard of sale leads in forever. That's probably why this company is going. Never mind. Safe to sales leads was a fun fact mentioned at the PCM. Chains and Cradle Baby. Those damn Cradle Babies.
Love it.
This one here is from Baco Man. Yes, Baco. Baco says, my route being cut. Customer saying, he don't bite, I swear. Or what's in it? Wow, you're working late. Yep. Or any other monotonous mumbo jumbo. Yes. Totally.
Not monogamous.
Not monogamous. You almost did.
Where's my mind?
Yeah. Thank you to everybody.
I got one on Facebook is from Brian. It's from the Cowboy Cardboard Warrior, but his government name, Brian, I don't even know how to pronounce your.
Eovacious.
I
don't know. Eovacious?
Maybe.
Is it Brian in the chat? Brian, where'd you go?
He's got what's in it. Hot enough for you.
Yep.
Staying dry.
Yep.
Do I need the sign for that?
Yeah.
Do you have AC in that?
Oh, yeah.
And of course, did you hear that UPS and FedEx are merging?
Oh, so the fucking joke.
The fed up joke got in there again.
I think we have enough to create a bingo card.
Yeah, I think we do.
Shit. We need to make this happen. Bingo needs to happen. But, yeah, man. So yeah, thank you everybody for commenting on Facebook, on Instagram. You guys are awesome. We enjoy reading them off.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
I never look at them until this day, so it's always a fun surprise for me to see what everybody has to say. But anywho, Luke, do you have anything else?
I think I'm good, brother.
All right. Like we said at the top, guys, if you want ad-free episodes, come join the Patreon family, patreon.com/AITDpod. Ad-free episodes, come hang out with us, come get exclusive content, come see what Luke's saying on stories that really can't be mentioned here on the pod. Also some extra content from Luke and I, just our daily, phone conversations that we'll put up. So, yes. Also the Discord, come join that as well, guys. Come hang out with us, chat it up. Any questions about work stuff, come ask any of us in there. We are a good time. We will answer. Well, I think that'll do it for this one, guys. Episode 168 is in the books. I am Dave, my co-host Luke. Everybody, and YouTube, we'll see you all next week.
Later, everybody.